Hip-hop is a culture born out of the survival of the urban experience in the South Bronx section of New York City, created by African Americans, alongside Latinos. Now, over 45 years later, the rap manifestation of the culture has evolved into an international music phenomenon that includes the largest population of the planet, people of Asian descent. Asian MCs in the rap industry of the 1980s, 1990s, and 2000s includes guys like Fresh Kid Ice of 2 Live Crew, born in Trinidad and Tobago of Afro-Chinese lineage, and the first recognized Asian American rap groups, the trio Mountain Brothers based in Philadelphia putting out music on the Babygrande label, with the producer-rapper Chops going on to laying beats down for Lil Wayne, Old Dirty Bastard, and Bun B. As far as Asian soloists, the Chinese-American Jin, born in Miami, then moving to New York City and then Hong Kong, has been on the scene since 2001. He destroyed battle rappers on BET via their Freestyle Friday platform and had a short run with the Ruff Ryders crew back in the day with DMX. But who exactly are the rappers emerging out of Asian backgrounds that are adding onto this extended legacy in hip-hop culture today? Also, is hip-hop itself ready to embrace Asian rappers after decades of very few gaining any popularity? Now, thanks to the waves being made by the likes of the New York-based entertainment company 88 Rising, whose founder Sean Miyashiro has called Vice for Asian culture, it looks like now is a mighty great time to be an Asian hip-hop artist. If you are still unfamiliar with 88 Rising, then to clarify things, they manage an Asian rapper that has racked millions of YouTube views, some of which you may have contributed to, Rich Brian. Still doesn't ring a bell? Well, Rich Brian used to be called Rich Chigga, whose comedic video for Dad's Stick with a 16-year-old Brian with a pink polo and grandfather fanny pack surpassed 110 million views, and garnered a remix featuring Ghostface from the legendary Wu-Tang Clan. But even after becoming famous under the Rich Chigga moniker, Brian, who was born and raised in Indonesia, recognized that this was too offensive to stick with, and re-emerged as Rich Brian, with his debut 14-song project, Amen. Rich Brian explained to Complex exactly how he connected with 88 Rising. It was a week or two after I released the Dad's Stick music video. Dumbfounded follows me on Twitter. I put out that music video and I DM'd him the link. I was like, if you have time, do you think you can check this out? He was like, oh dude, I already did. What's your number? I want to link you up with my manager. And then he introduced me to Sean Miyashiro, his manager at the time. Now he's the CEO of 88 Rising. Then I got a call with Sean. He talked about his whole vision. This was before 88 Rising was on YouTube. I just loved it. And he managed Dumbfounded, who I loved. And he managed Keith Ape, who I also was a fan of. I was like, this is what I've always wanted. Believe it or not, Rich Brian, who at 18 became the first Asian artist in history to ever reach #1 on the iTunes hip hop chart, has only lived in the United States off and on since May 2017. Rich learned the English language the same way he learned how to rap, on the internet. He even became the only kid he personally knew back home in Indonesia that spoke English. Rich Brian explained his experience learning English and getting involved in hip-hop to GQ. At around 11, I started watching these YouTube videos, mostly just random stuff and weird stuff, and at some point I had a realization. I was thinking about something one day, and that inner voice when you're thinking about something, one day it was in English. I was like, this is super tight. I want to keep learning this. So anytime I was by myself, I would just start talking to myself in English to help with my pronunciation. I've known about hip-hop for a long time. The first time it intrigued me was when I saw this music video by Tyga on television. I was intrigued by the whole aesthetic. It was very unique. The first song I ever tried to rap over was Macklemore's Thrift Shop. I was 12 at the time. I tried to memorize the whole song. Then I listened to other Macklemore songs and it led me to Drake and 2 Chainz. That's how I got into it. After learning from the N-word backlash he received from his lyrics in That Stick, he has expressed a desire to stay far, far away from that word. With the feature from Offset, being more clear about his comedy flavor, wanting to be taken more seriously as a rapper, and songs that more accurately reflect his teen innocence, it'll be easier for hip-hop to accept his authenticity. With 88 Rising's YouTube channel having gained over 800 million views, with videos for their rappers and singers, who else do they have in the hip-hop side of their roster? The aforementioned Dumbfounded is a South Korean rapper, raised in Los Angeles, who has participated in the Toronto-based battle circuit King of the Dot, including going against the notable rapper Disaster. Dumbfounded has a history of collaborating with many respected Korean MCs, like Jay Park from Jay-Z's Roc Nation roster, Tiger JK, who the Los Angeles Times referred to him in 2011 as perhaps the most popular Korean rapper in America, Asia, and the world, Doc 2, G2, Simon Dominique, Mithra Jin, Tablo, Occasion, and Keith Ape. Speaking of Keith Ape, this rowdy style rapper is also down with 88 Rising, who released Keith's Born Again EP on October 12, 2018, that includes a track called The Ice Ape featuring Chief Keef. It was entirely produced by the same Working on Dying crew from Philadelphia that provided the music behind Drake's song I'm Upset. Back in 2015, Keith Ape's breakout track, It Jima, was chosen by Billboard K-Town as number 5 on the K-Pop 2015 top list of songs. 88 Rising is also pushing the Higher Brothers, a rap group from China known for their taste in streetwear and trip-hop trap style. They have been releasing music for about 6 years prior to connecting with 88 Rising in 2016, and have toured with other label mates like Keith Ape, Rich Brian, and Joji, with sold-out shows throughout Asia and the United States. If you are wondering how much bigger things are gonna get for Asian rappers, the staff at 88 Rising are developing a television series and a crew album called 88 Degrees and Rising, with 88 Rising founder Shamia Sharo described as their version of P. Diddy and the family's No Way Out, that once brought together the notorious B.I.G., Lil Kim, and other bad boy artists, and possibly curating its own 88 Rising festivals, including one in China, with plenty of mainstream hip-hop artists like Travis Scott and 21 Savage already collaborating with Asian emcees, and with continual explosive growth of the Asian entertainment market, major Asian rap stars will be in the near future a reality. This has been a Hip Hop Madness original. Make sure you stay tuned and stay up to date with everything we got going on by hitting that subscribe button and notification bell. Oh, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at HipHopMadness and join the movement.